Years, First Choice Bank has provided dedicated community banking to North Mississippi. The banking products and services you need when you need them. At First Choice, you're our priority. Make First Choice your choice for banking.
Turn it up!
Friday night, August 22nd, WWE Hall of Famer Rikishi tag teams with Memphis Wrestling to raise money for St. Jude. Join us at the Tupelo Super Show. Reserve your seat at memphiswrestling.tv.
When I feel like
Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 5.
Good afternoon, Chief Meteorologist Matt Lompon here alongside our meteorologist Gabe Maynor, and welcome into Mississippi Live Weather at 5 on what is just a genuinely hot afternoon. We are at the peak of the heat, thankfully, but we have a lot more of still fairly warm days on the way here from the Room to Room Weather Center. The peak of the heat now and tomorrow, those excessive heat warnings, we have those highest level heat alerts. That's in effect for many locations, extreme heat alerts. We'll look at that in more detail with those warnings here in just a minute. Rain chances are going to increase just a little bit the next couple of days. They're not terribly impressive, unfortunately, looking over the course of this work week. Though we do anticipate the tropics continue to heat up. Obviously, we have Aaron, Category 4 storm, extremely strong, approaching the East Coast. Most of the impact staying out in the Atlantic, but we'll look at the latest on Aaron as we look ahead toward other disturbances getting more organized. We're tracking, of course, ahead here from the Room to Room Weather Center coming up. Outside right now in Tupelo, it is 97 degrees. The only positive I've got for you is at least it's not as hot as some other locations. Still feels like 104 as of the 5 o'clock hour, with only just fairly flat cumulus clouds, not a lot of vertical development to anything out there. That means no rain coming from anything we're seeing out there as well. It's 99 right now in Cleveland. We're down to 109 for that heat index. It was actually over 110 for what it felt like last hour. So that is a slight improvement, despite the fact we're only 1 degree away from the century point. A little bit of a north wind at about 12 miles per hour. Feels like 104 right now in Starkville, 100 in Meridian, but 108 in Greenville. And you can definitely see locations back out to the west on a fairly widespread scale. Those heat indices downright hot for a lot of spots. So here's the deal. We have these excessive heat advisories. Those are in effect here for almost all of northeast and really eastern Mississippi, with the exception of the far southeast corner of the state. The pink, those are the extreme heat warnings. Again, that's the highest level heat alert that the National Weather Service puts out. All locations in the Delta affected by that. And we've just been kind of teetering on the edge of whether or not that had to be extended farther east to this point. Thankfully, we have not seen that. But of course, that means those wet bulb globe temperatures remain extremely high and to dangerous levels again this afternoon and the next couple of days. So we're going to say 10% on that rain coverage. You'll look on Mississippi Live Weather Radar here in a minute. There aren't very many showers out there, but just the slightest of slight chance. 95 still 6 p.m. temperature. We're 84 by 9, 79 by midnight, and only probably mid-70s early tomorrow morning. Again, that warm start helps us to accumulate heat into the afternoon. I got a couple of locations we're going to show you here on the cameras for a moment. Caledonia, again, kind of one of those spots where we have the clear skies out there, and then the heat is peaking. Those north winds about 7 miles per hour. And again, appreciate the folks with the North Mississippi Storm Chasers there for helping us with these cameras. Again, not much vertical development, but then the gray that we have in Rolling Fork. And this is an accurate number, coming in 78 degrees near that location, because there are some showers back toward the west. And so where you've had a little bit of that in the Delta, that's made a difference. But as you can see, our Mississippi Live Weather Radar, we don't have a lot of folks qualifying as that. Now, we do unfortunately show you, I'll make this a slightly longer loop to give you kind of a better idea on where these have been. The reason, of course, we're rain cooled there in the Rolling Fork is we've had some showers developing close. They've kicked out the rain cool there, but as you can see on this 3-hour loop, none of the rain occurring in that spot over that period in time, as those are kind of heading west and heading out and away from us. Most of us are dry, most of us are clear. We do show one small little storm there, and yeah, there are a couple lightning strikes, 3, with that one near the Kosciuszko area. That's sliding away from Kosciuszko and Pickens and out of the area, closer eventually to Pickens within about the next 20 minutes or so. Outside in Kosciuszko, as you look toward the horizon there, you can actually see that shower. 95, that means unfortunately no rain cooled air provided for that location there on those north winds. Again, guiding that shower away from this camera location off top of the Breezy News studios there. As we bring things back to Mississippi Live Weather Radar, we're looking at here closer to Tuscaloosa. Here is Carrollton back in Pickens County, Alabama. That trying to slide back toward the south and west. But again, that's also diminishing. And outside of that, our latest scans aren't really showing anything. So unfortunately, not a lot of meaningful anything out there as far as conditions are concerned. We come around the southeastern United States on the wider shot here. We have had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings in southwest Mississippi. All that activity sliding away from us, generally speaking, back out into Louisiana, closer to Natchez, eventually toward Alexandria, locations back that direction. I'm going to switch our data over here to satellite. We're going to go to the wide shot here on our visible satellite perspective, and we're going to go a lot wider here for a moment. I'm going to keep it on the U.S. Center for a second. Again, we have a front up to the north, and eventually there will be some changes trying to bring slightly cooler temperatures. Gabe will dig into that more detail here in a minute. I'm going to slide things a little farther back to the east, give you kind of a quick look at Aaron, and again, Gabe will also have a much more detailed look at this in a minute. Aaron is a Category 4 hurricane. Let me clarify that. Category 4 out of 5 hurricane, and continues to be very, very strong. The path of Aaron is expected to continue to turn northward as it has over the course of the last 24 hours. Let's make this a much longer loop here for a second. I'll make this a 12-hour loop for a moment. And you can see definitely moving in the northwesterly direction, but we'll start to again take more of kind of a northerly track on this as we look ahead here. Now, how quickly does it make that change? Again, we'll look at the official track with our meteorologist Gabe Maynor in a minute, but this remains a big factor in the forecast for the eastern United States. To a certain extent, we will see how much it modifies our weather forecast, because again, those tropical systems do have a tendency to kind of modify things as well, even this far to the east. So as you'll note here on kind of the wider shot, not a lot of activity. I mean, even on this perspective, you can clearly see it is not this part of the state where the meaningful moisture is. It is down to the south, closer to Hattiesburg and Baton Rouge. And so again, overnight, that's where the rainfall mainly is going to stay. Hattiesburg, quite a few showers and thunderstorms around, and that's sliding generally away as we are drier up here in the northern part of the state. 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, again dry with mostly clear conditions to begin the first part of your early Tuesday. Over the next 24, from 75 in the morning, again northeast winds generally speaking out there, a direction that's not really carrying in much in the way of better rain chances. I can argue up to about 93 by noontime, and again normal this time of year is 93, so that tells you easily we're going above that for those highs. 99, heat indices up in excess of 105, once again prompting those heat warnings or heat advisories for all locations, and extreme heat warnings for locations in a few spots as well. A few pop-up showers, but a lot of us again dry as we go into this evening time period. Okay, looking ahead here in about 60 seconds, again, more on the track of where Aaron is going related to the United States. We're also looking at some of those rain chances, how those very limited chances eventually start building somewhat, and maybe the most important thing that folks are looking forward to, a little bit of relief from this extreme heat. We're timing that out as Mississippi Live Weather at 5 continues, live from the Room to Room Weather Center right after this.
At Room to Room, did you know our specialty is custom ordered upholstery? Get the furniture you want and the fabric and color selection you want. With our free design service, we won't let you make a mistake.
March 24th, 2023 was a normal Friday. You know, we knew the weather was not good, but we needed to take shelter, and we didn't have shelter. My husband and almost 2-year-old daughter, Ethan and Riley, they did lose their lives in the storm. We're still recovering from it. We'll always be recovering from it. Matt Lawpon cares about the community. He's not just there to collect a paycheck. I feel like Matt Lawpon has proven himself trustworthy.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Right now, from the Mississippi Live Weather Center, here's meteorologist Gabe Maynor.
Well, welcome back to Mississippi Live Weather at 5. I hope you guys have stayed cool today because temperatures, they have been overwhelming to say the least. We're going to start with Weather Watcher pictures to just reminisce on the rainy days that we had the past couple of days. And when I say rainy days, that's even a stretch. I mean, summer is just so dry. But Carl in Pontotoc actually submitted this photo there in Pontotoc of where some of those storms packed a punch. And we saw some of that activity down there in the southwest portion of our viewing area, reaching that severe threshold. And that's what those severe storms can do, is just a few of those isolated isolated strong wind gusts knocked down a few of those limbs, especially those that are dying or decaying. So no surprise that some of those trees were knocked over, but glad that everyone's okay. Diane submitted this yesterday evening in Pontotoc County. Just a great shot showing that cloud cover. Oh, if only it was in the place today, because it would have done some damage on that sunshine, at least a little bit. And then Logan submitting this picture over there towards Millbrook, Alabama. That's on the south side of the state. So, of course, some of that rain-cooled air being experienced down there. But all those rain chances primarily push towards the south, whether that's Alabama or Mississippi. So, unfortunately, here in North Mississippi, we've been on the drier side, which means the hotter side as a result. We're going to start our look there in Aberdeen, and I mentioned cloud cover, and there's very little there in Monroe County. A few of those pop-up cumulus clouds, but again, as Matt was talking about, no vertical development. I wouldn't even say there's horizontal development. These are just very isolated clouds that are keeping those temperatures hot and those feels like values hotter. 97 feeling like 108 degrees this afternoon. Not just in Aberdeen, even down there towards Greenwood, reaching that triple-digit threshold, still feeling like 109. So no matter where you're at, those temperatures or those feels like values bumping it up to that triple-digit threshold. So it's a hot and muggy day no matter where you are. Macon, slightly better. 93 feels like 102. Actually, one of our lowest temperatures in our viewing area right now. So consider yourselves lucky down there in Noxubee County, but it's still hot nonetheless. So looking at temperatures across the region, we mentioned that 93 down there towards Pickens County and parts of Noxubee. 96 is now showing up there towards Macon. 97, Amory, Red Bay, Iuka. And there's the triple digits along the Mississippi River with 100, Cleveland, Clarksdale, and Tunica. And there is a cow. Are we coming back? There we're back.
What?
Just wanted to give a shout out. I don't know.
What did it do? Hold on. We need to figure out what that is. That's interesting. Okay, it's just changing the desktops.
That'll throw you off looking at that forecast. We can forecast there's no cows in the forecast. At least at this rate, Mississippi always throwing a wrench in the plans, right?
That's an old school. That's an old school Twister reference, isn't
it? It is the flying cows.
The flying cows.
There's not tornadoes in the forecast for anyone wondering, which means no flying cows.
No, okay. You keep working. I think I know how to make that not happen again. We'll test it in a minute.
No, it was a good
so if you see another cow, you'll be ready.
I thought it was just a cool transition we added to the show. I didn't know.
It's as hot as Texas.
There you go. Hook 'em. Is it this?
Oh, do not do that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That is, no. My wife's going to divorce me. Too much of that.
She's a Red Raider.
Yes.
My bad. We root for Tech here at Mississippi Live Weather.
Well, yes.
Well, let's look back at that forecast. Like we said, no cows, but I mean, it's going to be hot for every animal, no matter if you're a human or a cow. Feels like values well into that triple-digit threshold with a little bit of that rain-cooled air, making things slightly more bearable down there towards Rolling Fork and on the far southwest portion of our viewing area. Mississippi Live Weather Radar showcasing a few of those chances towards Hollandale and Greenville. Basically going to be down there around Washington County, so not going to be close to us too far because the rest of North Mississippi, again, on the drier side. We can look at where those rain chances have been the highest, and a few of those producing some severe wind gusts as well on the southwest side of Jackson. But there you see, it almost looks like a Boeing segment along that leading edge. That's following a pretty significant outflow right there. So that's the main driver in that forecast. No outflows here in the northern part of the state, and that's kept us dry. So that's what we expect to be the plan for the rest of our evening, which makes it perfect for any outdoor plans as long as you stay hydrated. 92 around 7, 82 towards 10, and upper 70s there closer to about 1 a.m. The fact we're getting to the upper 70s by 1 a.m. shows you that above average forecast we've been experiencing and shows you that it's going to continue into our forecast for Tuesday. Futurecast, like we mentioned, overnight staying on the drier side, that little bit of moisture remaining down there towards Hollandale, Eudora, and Greenville, far away from the northern part of the state. So the further north you go, the drier it'll be, but really going to be dry across the state. Or across the northern half of the state. So by 10 p.m., all those chances start to dissolve away, be pushed forward toward the south. They're closer to the Gulf, and overnight, staying on the drier side once again. So no rumbles of thunder expected in that forecast. We'll be sleeping calmly with a fantastic forecast. Just keep that AC going, especially there towards the morning time. Tuesday morning, we'll be waking up to those clear conditions, so that sunshine warming up these temperatures almost immediately because of how clear those skies will be. Mid-70s expected as we head out the door tomorrow morning, so already have that muggy start. And you can see as we pick up the kids, 76, as we drop them off, there from the school bus, 99 degrees. So we are topping out well above that above average threshold, and still with a few isolated showers. That's going to bring some rain-cooled relief to some of us, not everybody. More than likely, you're going to be on the drier side rather than having that relief. Let's walk through that on Futurecast here real quick, and you'll see early morning hours staying on the drier side, so mild and clear. But as the day goes on, some of that cloud cover moves there towards Forest City, hoping some of those showers move into northwest Mississippi. Not expected, but we're fingers crossed on that. But the primary thing we'll get in the sky is some of those cumulus clouds popping up in and around the area, and towards that 3, 4, 5 o'clock threshold, we can see some of those showers returning. Now, this is a little bit of an overestimation on how much rainfall we'll see, but a few of these pockets of moisture definitely sticking around the forecast. That one there towards Grenada and Water Valley definitely standing out, but then a few isolated downpours expected with that as we go about our Tuesday. Those continue to linger into the late afternoon and into that early evening time frame. So any plans you may have that rain gear ready. But again, we're not thinking this is going to happen, but where those rain chances do pop up will be some brief heavy downpours. Just again, don't go into the day expecting to use it. High temperatures, triple digits there out in the Mississippi Delta, so probably even a few degrees warmer than what we had today. The rest of us upper 90s, so that hot and muggy forecast continues to stick around. Heat indices reaching 105, if not higher, and 110 out there in the Delta, which means that we are at that extreme heat warning threshold. There's the cow again, making a shout out.
It did it again?
It did it again.
Go.
But 105 is enough for a heat advisory. So you have those heat advisory and extreme heat warnings in effect for tomorrow afternoon. So please make sure to stay hydrated, and please stay indoors if you can, because it's just too hot of a forecast to get anything done outside if it has a PM behind that time frame. So you can see by 8 p.m., well, there are some PMs that are good. 8 p.m. it should be much cooler. So we can actually get our outdoor plans done around then. 10 p.m., same thing, as those temperatures continue to cool off overnight. We track that forecast into our Wednesday morning, and we'll be heading out the door to mild conditions once again. And there's your front, and that front is a big driver in our forecast because yes, it is producing some of that drier air, but it's also going to produce some cooler air as well. So you can see that it's going to bring in some moisture along that frontal boundary. So Wednesday rain chances are actually higher than what we're going to get for our Tuesday. Again, it's a big difference whenever you actually have a boundary that this moisture follows compared to just the sporadic development that what we'll have for Tuesday. So Tuesday, very isolated. Wednesday, a bit more scattered, and we like our chances come Wednesday. Now that front lingers just a bit, and that'll produce some more rain showers for our Thursday as well. As that continues to linger, the more the rain chances will stick around. So this will actually drop our temperatures back just a bit, basically because of that rain cold air. So mid to upper 90s, we'll take what we can get. Still above average, but not the triple digits like what we're expecting for tomorrow. And heat indices being drawn back just a bit as well. You're actually seeing some 90s pop up towards Boonville, Marshall County, and even Lafayette County showing up as well. So there is going to be some relief coming, and that's going to come as early as Wednesday with 97 degrees. Yes, I'm calling 97 degrees relief because of how hot it's been the past few days. Thursday, there's your big time relief, 92, 91 by Friday, and yes, you are seeing that correctly. Upper 80s come Monday afternoon, and heat indices follow that same trend. Again, pretty overwhelming for our Tuesday, but being drawn back as the week goes on. And by the time we get towards Monday, heat indices probably not going to be but 90 to 95 degrees. So a comfortable forecast moving forward. Definitely something we are excited for, and definitely something that I think everyone in North Mississippi is counting down to. So Wednesday, your best chances of rain as that frontal boundary pushes on through, but that front will bring rain chances even lingering into our Thursday. Well, then we get another front that starts to linger into our area Friday into Saturday, and that'll drop our temperatures once again. But as it's moving through, some isolated rain chances still sticking around in that forecast. So these chances can change depending on how long that front lingers. But once the front clears, clear skies on the back end of it, and then we'll be getting much cooler air. So, I mean, Sunday, if you're not making plans to go to the park, well, you're missing out, because that should be a fantastic forecast if everything in the atmosphere follows as suit. And as of right now, it looks pretty promising. So we're fingers crossed on that, because that looks like an ideal forecast, especially for this time of year. But let's go out to the tropics, because that's really where things are ramping up. And I mentioned that, Matt mentioned that Aaron was at Category 4 strength, though trending a little bit more north. Well, here you see tropical storm watches are in effect for North Carolina and parts of Virginia Beach. That's in place all the way through Sunday as that trends north. So it's going to be a long time as it continues to make its path. And here's a look at Aaron, the absolute beast out there in the Atlantic right now. Category Category 4 strength, hit Category 5 over the weekend. It didn't last for like 12 hours or so before dropping back. So still, I mean, if it reaches Category 5, that's a historic storm all in itself. But now as we track that and into the next few days, you can see how Erin goes from that Category 4 strength and starts to trend up the Atlantic coast. That 4 p.m. advisory is showing 140 mile an hour winds, 937 on our pressure reading. So this is an intense storm, to say the least. So let's track that up the East Coast, and you can kind of see by Tuesday afternoon, still Category 4, staying away from Florida altogether. Ooh, I apologize. But as it continues to trend north, staying about Category 3 as it's close to that Virginia and North Carolina coastline. So that's what we're watching for, and that's why that tropical storm watch is in place, is if that trends even the slightest bit closer, well, we could get some of those high winds, some of that surge, as well as that heavy rainfall associated with it. So something we're watching is by Thursday morning to Thursday afternoon, where that storm lines up and just how it'll impact folks along the East Coast. But beyond that point, you can see where it trends, and it's going back out into the northern Atlantic. Category 2 by the time we reach towards Friday, and Category 1 towards Saturday as that starts to just dissolve on out. Now, there are more disturbances behind this storm, and it's one of the things we'll be walking through tonight at 6 as the latest on those tropical developments and how that might impact our forecast going forward. Of course, walking through all that in detail with our Chief Meteorologist, Matt Lapon, and of course, I'll be there myself, and we'll tell you everything you need to know. But that broadcast schedule, again, I mentioned that it's going to be happening at 6. We also have that broadcast at 10, and you can always, is it coming up? Is it clicked on?
Let me click on. Give it another push.
There we go. So, of course, you can tune into every stream that we have, including the 24/7 stream on either your iOS or your Android, whichever device you have. We're compatible with both. Roku, Mississippi Live, make sure to download that today, and we are still working to get it up on Fire Stick, and what was the other one?
Apple TV.
Apple TV.
Eventually, we'll get there.
We're waiting on it just as much as you guys are.
Before you hit that button, I need to see if everyone at home can see our cow issue here. This
is the cow going to come back up?
Well, that's what we're about to find out here. So I feel like I had this, and I was... hold on. But I'm not sure that people at home see that.
Oh, is it just us?
I think it's just us.
Oh, they thought that I was insane then, talking about
I mean,
a
you're just seeing
cow.
cows left. Hold on, I'm going to try it again here real quick. So I need you to put your hand up, and as soon as you see it, drop your hand. Nope, no one at home seeing it. It's just us.
That's hilarious. Guys, we are sane here at Mississippi Live Weather.
No, we're not sane, but you are seeing a cow.
There is a cow. We'll take a picture and share it so that way you guys believe us. But,
I love it.
Oh, that's funny. That is something.
Because I was wondering how they'd be able to see it at home. Okay. Anyway.
Were they commenting and saying, like, what cow?
No, I asked. Yep, they said they don't see a cow.
Guys, there was a cow, we promise.
This is all part of me negotiating your contract down a few notches next time around. That's what it is. It's like, hey,
remember that cow incident?
Remember the cow incident? I need to slice a few dollars per hour off that pay. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Oh, man. Well, that's pretty much it. We're going to end it on the cow. Drop some names in the comments at this point.
I wonder if I could actually show a picture of said cow.
Just screenshot the desktop and share it.
I'll let you do that.
And say, if you know, you know. Well, okay. Perfect. Well, we'll wrap it up for Mississippi Live Weather at 5. Next broadcast, like I mentioned, coming up tonight at 6. And our next one at 10, walking through the latest on Erin, also walking through the latest on other tropical disturbances. And of course, guys, there is good news moving forward. We're going to break down more on that temperature forecast and rain chances moving forward. All that coming up in Mississippi Live Weather here in the next 40 minutes. That's hilarious.
I love it.
How'd you catch that? They weren't seeing it.
Well, because it didn't make sense that they would. I'll let you go ahead and stop it when it comes time to stop.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.